One. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I am Sabrina Young with Young's Daughters Funeral Home, and today I'm really excited to introduce a friend. Her name is Annie, and she is with our Hospice House. Is that right?
That is correct, yes.
Well, welcome, Annie. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. Look forward to visiting with you today.
So tell us a little about yourself and your position with the Hospice House.
Okay, so my name is Annie McCall. I'm the executive director of our hospice house. Had the opportunity to come on board in August of 23 with the hospice house. Having retired from long-term care, this was just another step along the pathway of serving others and helping other individuals on end-of-life journey. And so I had the opportunity to work in a long-term care setting for the same one about 33 years. It's a privately owned, lovely home. And the founders of our hospice house, I had interaction with them throughout the years for healthcare in various ways, from the nursing facility to hospice care to just knowing them in the community. And so very blessed to be able to go from long-term care to the hospice house as the executive director and help our founders, Jeff and Jennifer Bates, get the hospice house open, serving our community.
So it was Dr. Bates and his family that had the vision for the hospice house, or how did it come about?
That is correct. Dr. Bates and his wife, Jennifer, both are hospice care providers. And they had this vision over 10 years ago because they personally were affected by hospice within their own families. And so they had been wanting to start the hospice house, but both being very involved in the community in their careers, just were finding it difficult to kind of navigate and get the hospice house off the ground and going. And so they actually started a thrift shop in Robinson and started raising funds through the thrift shop to be able to create a fund to start the hospice house.
Wow.
And so, yeah, so truly amazing. That's how they began their vision by doing the thrift shop. That helped the community in Robinson as well. And then many others that could donate if they didn't have financial, ways of doing that or support, then they could donate items to be sold through the thrift shop to help with the hospice house.
Wow, what an innovative way to bootstrap a business, I guess would be for those entrepreneurs that are out there. What a great idea. So they have a thrift house out there, or a thrift shop, and you can donate items. And that's what
Well, they did.
Yeah.
Yes,
How long
they
did that
did. That actually was open about 2 years, maybe 2.5 years. And then shortly after we opened the hospice house, just because of changes in the environment and what was kind of going on in that community, we did and so it is no longer available in the area, but all of the items that were there were actually given to another organization so that that could help them as well. So we kind of, so to speak, paid it forward and gave items to them so that they could use some items as well to start helping others in that community.
Wow, that's amazing. So how did you get the idea of Hospice House delivered to the community?
So had a wonderful opportunity to invite some leaders of our community of Bell County, especially in the Belton Temple area that I knew really well for a long time, and wanted to get their input because this is new to Bell County. Our hospice house is the very first one in this area. And so wanting to get our community leaders on board, get their input, see how it was going to be received. And so December of 20 Two is when we actually had our very first community meeting at Terza Hall in Belton and had about 45 people there. So we started there. And Dr. Bates and Jennifer and I did a presentation there. And then from that meeting, someone at that meeting said, I would love to have a meeting like this in my home. And from that home, another person said, I would love to have a meeting like this in my home. So that's truly how we began. This is very, as you know, personal and intimate. And so the meetings that we had were very small and they just kind of grew as we went along by doing individual presentations to service organizations, to churches, and here we are.
Wonderful. Well, hats off to you guys for doing that much research and development throughout our community. So how did the community receive the idea of a free end-of-life care home?
Very well. All pleasantly surprised that it was going to be a 501(c)(3). All very excited about this opportunity so that individuals that needed support, needed help, needed end-of-life care, could get what they needed and deserved. So with the 501(c)(3), it does not matter if anyone has insurance, Medicare, Medicaid, everything that is given and provided for them here is totally free. And so the community was very happy to hear that anyone from any walk of life that needed end of life care, hopefully, we would be able to provide that for them in their end of life journey.
Wow. When did the doors open, you said that you guys started?
Yes, ma'am. We did open our doors for service to the community August the 22nd of 23. And to date, we have served 58 guests and their families.
Wow.
Yeah.
So who is actually providing the care day to day to support these families and these individuals?
Yes, ma'am. So we have around the clock caregivers that we have hired that are here full time. And so they work very closely with our partners, the hospice providers, to ensure the guests are getting what they need. And so we work closely with the registered nurses, the social worker, the chaplain, the certified nurse aide on a day-to-day basis, making sure that each guest gets individualized care. And my hospice providers have been wonderful in giving us good direction to ensure that the guests have good pain management, that they're comfortable, and that their families also get attention as well from us.
Wow. Well, you guys are doing some amazing things, but I'm sure it takes amazing partners along this journey. So
Yes.
who's your biggest supporters and who are your partners?
So in this area, Sabrina, we have 25 plus hospice providers in just the Belton Temple area. At the present time, we have agreements with 14 out of the 25 that actually come to the house when they have a guest here. And I must say that all of them in some way have offered support, whether they have had a guest here yet at this point or not, by giving in-kind donations or just helping us with the day-to-day operations of the house. And we have had guests from Bell County, Milam County, Coryell County, even some towards the Waco area, Milam County. So we can see us continuing to grow.
So it's kind of like a volunteer that these partners, they come out to you and then they volunteer day-to-day basis help for your organization. Is that what I heard?
Our hospice providers actually have the guests or their patient that might need to come here. And so between the hospice providers and the hospitals, between Baylor, Scott and White, Seton, the VA, also the Hillcrest. We've had guests come from the hospitals directly to us. They must be on board with a hospice provider before they can come to us.
Oh, okay.
Because, yeah, so they have to have selected a hospice provider. And then that hospice provider follows them here at the house and works directly with my caregivers. We have some wonderful volunteers, since you mentioned those, that also come and help us with meet and greet at the front door, bake cookies, help us with laundry, help us with housekeeping, just also just visiting with the guests or visiting with the guest families. To date, we have had over 2,700 people come through our front door since we opened.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yes. Yes, that includes the hospice providers, the volunteers, their family members, the durable medical equipment providers, our local funeral home and mortuaries, their representatives as well. So we kind of keep a daily log of all the individuals that ring our doorbell and come in. So
Wow, that's
we
amazing.
had a lot of great support from our community.
And so what is the future of, are you gonna stay at the same location, or are you guys planning on building and expanding? Tell us about what the
Well,
future looks like.
yes, ma'am. So we have this particular home located on FM 93. We have this particular home for only one more year. We have leased the home for 2 years, and the full year is already come and gone. And so we have one more year here. So our hope is that we can either find another nice home to lease or to actually build our forever home. With all the great support that we are getting, donations coming in, we're really looking for some property that would be nice centrally located so that the providers and their families can easily have access to us. But just finding the right location, as you can imagine, has been a little bit of a challenge. And so at the present, it's, I guess, a lot of prayer in place. Lord, either help us find that wonderful location to build our forever home or another home to lease.
Yes, ma'am. I will certainly be keeping you in our prayers and keeping your
Please.
business and organization and your people, and I pray many blessings to them for, their dedication and time and all the things that you guys are doing. You guys are really making an imprint, and I would say you guys are doing a really good job.
Thank you. Thank you. We really are so fortunate to have been received so well and supported by the community. And so I just ask everyone to, keep your eyes, ears open, and prayers going up that we are able to continue this mission. And the goal would, at some point, would to be have 5 homes. We
Wow.
will always only have 3 guests. Because in the state of Texas, if you have 4 or more, then you have to be a licensed setting. And our preference is not to go that route, to make sure that our home truly remains a home-like setting.
That's good. That's good. I definitely want to let people know how to get a hold of you if they need services. Get with one of your many partners. But if you want to come and take a tour and add to the roster of roll call that have been in there, I would definitely encourage you to reach out to Annie. Annie Lee, let everybody know how to get in contact with you.
Yes, ma'am. So the house phone number is 254-500-7123.
Okay.
And should they want to call and come by and tour or see the home, to even possibly drop off some in-kind donations, we'd be delighted to take that call and to receive anything, whether it be prayers or whether it be donations. We would really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, everyone, if you have any questions, if you have any comments, please leave it down on the channels that we have and all the appropriate social media formats that we'll be posting. Please like, share this this information with others that may be needing these types of free services. Thank you so much. And Annie, I want to appreciate you for being here and educating the community.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for the invitation and take care.
Absolutely. So everyone, till our next video, thank you for watching.